system in place to keep us in chains. By a show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same 1%? Trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. And welcome, everybody, to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the fuck are you tonight on this beautiful Friday, April 16th of the horrible year that has been 2021? Welcome to another Friday edition of this lovely fucking show where I try to make you laugh, smile, talk about music, and everything else in between. What a week it's been. I've been sick with sinuses or allergies, and it's just been a shitty-ass week. I'm finally starting to feel better today, and you know, I'm getting to talk to some cool fucking people in the process, so I'm glad that you're here, you know, along for the ride. Because tonight, I've got a nice fucking cool-ass band to share with you. Out of Arizona, getting ready to release their next EP called Based on a True Story. Releases on April 23rd. The first single is out now called I Want You. Fucking amazing track. Check it out down below. It's awesome. But guys, I am so pleased to have with me tonight two members from the band, the Venomous Pinks, Cassie and Drea. What is up? How are you guys doing? All right, hold on one second here. We're having some little bit of audio issues. Just give me 1 second. I hate when that happens. All right, hit me again. Nope, it's not working. That's fine. We're going to fix it real quick. That's what we do. All right, say something again. Yep, nope. Damn it, what the hell? I had this fixed like 10 minutes ago. Hold on a second, guys. We're going to get them back right now. Hold on. I apologize. We're going to get this fixed right now. I will cut this out of the podcast, but for all y'all watching live, I apologize because, you know, shit happens sometimes. You know, I can't control everything. Well, yeah, I can control audio, but, you know, it is what it is. There we go. Now go ahead and talk. This is not working. What is going on? I just fixed it, and it's still not working. What in the hell? All right, try me again. Nope. What is going on? You know, guys, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. This is stupid. What? Hold on, let me check the audio settings over here real quick. Hold on. All right, now try talking. Nope. Hold on. Damn it, what the hell? All right, now talk. Nope. Still not working. Hold on. Damn, I'm sorry. This pisses me off. Everyone at home just laugh because I'm an idiot, apparently. Alright. Well, people come here, and apparently, I'm just an idiot. Um, all right, now let's see if that works. Talk to me. Nope. I'm gonna get this. All right, now say something.
Hello?
There we go.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
It was a Zoom issue.
Fucking Zoom. Fuck.
Fucking Zoom. Oh well, it happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Hanging in there.
We're all doing
Yep.
better now, right?
A little bit.
So welcome to the show. Thanks for sticking around through that bullshit.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It happens, especially on a Friday night, shit just, likes to be stupid. Especially me, because that's just what I do. So, for those at home, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Drea. I play guitar.
I'm Cassie. I play drums for the Venomous Pinks.
Woot woot.
So, it's been a strange last 12 months. 13 months, actually. 13 months almost to the day. For not just music, but for entertainment in general. Now we're consuming everything like this, or through our TV, or through our Amazon Alexas, or whatever the case might be. And we can't go face to face anymore, especially with entertainment. I mean, movie theaters are slowly starting to, open back up. Bands are slowly starting to, book concerts for the end of the year and stuff like that. But what do you guys see for you guys going forward right now?
Well, for the Pinks, we're not really concerned about playing live because one, we want to be safe. Two, I'm diabetic, so I have a little bit more high risk. And so what we're really focusing on right now is trying to polish out these demos that we have to put out an actual full length at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I knew that already, and that's why I'm leading into this. So without being able to tour, because you guys have said that's not even your focus, what is especially in today's culture of just being everything is playlist based and not even full length based. It seems to me like people could care less about a full length LP anymore. Why are you guys focused so much on putting out new music and not touring? I know you said about being safe, but take that out of the consideration. What is your focus on the music for?
Well, for me, we've only had Cassie in the band for like 2 years, and we're finally getting to that point where it's starting to sound how I've always envisioned the Venomous Pinks to sound. And she's just a talented drummer, so I feel like a lot of that stems off of just trying to like put out the music that we want to put out at this point. And I mean, our fans have been kind of asking for a full length for a while now.
Yeah.
And I'm on the EP singles. Like I'm good with that, but we've been a band I think for about 8 years now, and we haven't released a full length yet. They've all been like EPs or singles, and so that's kind of where my head's at with like the whole writing new music process right now.
And I'm on the same wavelength. I enjoy a good EP, and I do enjoy a good LP as well. But for me, it has to be there has to be a point to it. For example, it has to be a good Coheed and Cambria, type, story told type, concept album. but that's just me. There's still albums I can listen to that are cover to cover that aren't concept albums, but when the way I consume music is I take it in pieces because I'm always looking for that connection, whether it's one song, whether it's the bass player that I have a connection with, or whatever the case might be. Especially someone that deals with mental health the way I do. I have to have that connection because I want to feel what you feel in that song. So if I'm trying to consume a whole entire album, I lose that. But at the same time, if I'm being told a story, I'm wanting to be involved. So I definitely understand where you're coming from on that. And if your fans want it, fucking give it to them, right?
Mhm.
Totally. I mean, they're the ones that, they buy all the merch and they come to the shows and like you just said, like kind of like concept album. We've actually been kind of throwing that idea around too. Like not just putting out songs that are kind of like generic with their lyrics based, but like let's fucking tell a story throughout this record. And we've been playing with that idea as well. Cause I like those. I like storylines too.
Yeah, I mean, even bands like Shinedown got in the mix a couple years ago with their album "Some Kind of Monster," which was a fantastic album. I'm not a big Shinedown fan, but that was a good album because it told a pretty good story. So I love that. When bands make that attempt and put together a great story. So I'm hoping that you guys are able to pull that off because I would love to be able to hear it. Because I've been listening to you guys for a while because I've been trying to refine my punk roots because that's how I discovered metal was through punk. Because when I was in high school, everyone just listened to punk music. I was like, cool. But then I discovered metal through it, and I've gotten out of it in the last 15, 20 years. But now, over the last year that I've been talking pretty much exclusively to bands on this show, I've rediscovered punk thanks to bands like Counterpunch and, all these other bands that I've talked to, on the show, Authority Zero and so many others, that it's made me go, oh, what have I been missing? So, what drives you to continue to make, because in my opinion, punk's the forgotten rock right now. And unfortunately, in America, quote unquote, everyone says rock is dead anyway, which isn't true, but I digress. But so you go from rock is dead to, oh shit, punk exists. And that's what a lot of people feel. So what keeps you driven in that genre?
Well, I mean, so at the end of the day, I'm being vulnerable with you and it's coming out aggressive and I like to play fast. So it just, it comes out as a punk rock song. And the newer stuff is just kind of coming out like hardcore too. Because this band has, a little PMA vibe to it at times. And, we're all about like just trying to focus on the good and, work through these hard times right now, especially with like COVID and just all the fucking like death and everything. Not to like take this in a dark turn, but like, but it's one of those things where like we try to just like remind ourselves to like hold on. And, but yeah, I don't know. It just, it comes out fast and aggressive. And for me, that's the outlet that works for me. I don't know. What about you, Cassie?
Same, definitely. Yeah. And I think the three of us together combined with this newer lineup too, that's pretty much what we're all on the same page with that as well, And that's why I think it's also very important for us to like work on new music and want to, get the new stuff out there because it's a different sound and it's a different Pinks than like, what people have heard before. And we want people to hear, what we have now.
And by the way, you can take it as dark as you want on my show because I get dark all the time because, one of the central themes of my show, for you guys to know, is, mental health and, social issues and shit like that. The whole idea behind Suck It isn't, a, 1990s, Degeneration X wrestling reference, where everyone crotch chops. No, it's actually it's actually a metaphor for people in life telling you to suck it up when you're depressed or when you're down in the dumps. It's like, fuck you. No, you can just suck it because you don't know what I'm going through. And that's where it comes from. And the whole idea behind my show is talking about the social issues, talking about mental health, talking about things that are dark in an entertaining way through music or comedy or whatever the case might be. Therefore, people know that we deal with that kind of stuff too, even though we're behind the camera or behind a microphone or whatever the case might be. People know that real people deal with this too. And that's so take it as dark as you want, but at the same time, we're gonna have fun with it at the same time. So
And I think that's great. We need, outlets like this that are real and talk about these kind of issues. So I think that's great.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But as far as social issues go, one of the things that I was really, really excited to talk to you guys about is, women in music. Over the last 10, 15 years, there's been a huge shift. Something that hasn't been seen since the early 80s as far as women in music goes. Not since the days of Hart and Joan Jett has women in rock really had this profound, you know, place, on the rock charts or even on the front lines. I mean, you turn on Sirius XM Octane or any other hard rock stations, you're gonna hear, Ginger or In This Moment, Hailstorm. The list goes on and on. Butcher Babies, so on and so forth. It's just this long list of female, driven bands. But you guys took it one step further and are all female and are just kicking ass in a way that I love to see women kick ass. Because I mean, even on my playlist now, the majority of it is women fronted bands or just women in bands or stuff like that. Is that a motivating force for you guys, or is that just something you're saying, fuck it, we just want to be here, we don't want to be musicians, or we don't want to be women musicians, we just want to be musicians? What exactly is the driving force there?
It is very, very motivating for us. And I think we talked about this not too long ago, but it's different now, the way it is, between women musicians. Like, we empower each other. It's not like a competition or anything like that. Like, we find that most of our friends who are in bands and stuff, they're just so extremely supportive and in every way, and they include each other, include other female artists and musicians in every way. Um, and it's just very empowering to be surrounded by so many women out there doing the same thing. And um, you know, what do you think, Drea?
No, yeah, it's I mean, it's for me, it's not necessarily the driving force. Um, at the end of the day, we're just a band, regardless, of
Yeah.
whatever gender we identify with. We're just a band. But it's fucking rad to like see all these like punk bands that are chicks that are out there getting some attention. Because like fuck, like growing up in high school and like discovering punk. What was I listening to? I was listening to like aggressive late 70s, early 80s punk rock, like Black Flag and X and Germs and fucking Fear. And like that wasn't necessarily the place for women at the time, but I mean, it's definitely found its place. And I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's great that there's just like so many bands right now that are female fronted or all female. Like, um, it's come like a long way. It really has. Like, it's just in the last 10 years, it's just been amazing to watch. And I've been doing this for a while. Like, like,
Oh yeah,
and like Cassie said, there's just
yeah.
this camaraderie between all the bands. Like, a band like Bad Cop that's signed to Fat Records. Like,
Hmm.
those fucking guys, they like, they take us under their wing and like they're the homies and like they push our stuff out when, we got new singles coming out. They don't
Yeah,
have to fucking do that, but they've built this like platform and they're like promoting other women on their platform, and it's just cool. It's cool to watch.
That is really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
being the the father to two daughters, seeing that kind of stuff, happen these days is just, it really brings a smile to my face. It really does. Because I remember growing up in the 90s, there wasn't very much female presence in rock. And then, the 2000s kind of hit and it slowly started to gain steam. And I'll never forget this. Back in 2013 or 14, I can't remember which year it was. I took my daughter to go see my 19-year-old now, her first concert. And it was Hailstorm. And I remember when Lizzie walked up on stage, and just rocking out, my daughter just started bawling because just enthralled she was with just how it was just amazing to her. And I saw it in her eyes, and it's making me well up now just to see how amazing she felt just watching her up on stage. And still to this day, that's her favorite musician. And it's, I really, really, truly enjoy it because, again, for the longest time, again, it was just a forgotten part of the music world. And it's still, in 2021, it's still a male-driven, thing. Don't get me wrong; it's not completely, taken over yet. But at the same time, there's more of a voice now than there ever has been. And I really, really, appreciate bands like yours and all the other ones I mentioned to really kind of make that statement. Little girls like the 10-year-old sitting upstairs right now watching Scream, know that she can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like, that single we had a while ago, We Do It Better. Like, it wasn't trying to, like, we weren't saying, like, the Pinks are better than anybody else. It's more of like an anthem of, like, females in punk rock. Like, we can all do it. Like, let's just do it our way, do it better. And I can tell you, like, some of the most satisfying moments for me as a musician is seeing, like, younger kids in the audience, like younger girls, and like them just having a blast, and like like headbanging to our music. Like, it's such a trip. Like, I don't know, I think those moments are some of the most memorable for me because I just remember being that age, and wanting to learn how to play guitar, and then to see someone like that watching me play guitar. I'm like, it's really humbling and kind of overwhelming. So
Was it a conscious decision to keep it all female?
yeah, it was, because at the time in Phoenix there wasn't really any like all girl punk bands. And so when I started out this band, that was like one of the things. I was like, let's try to be like a badass punk rock band from Phoenix that's all chicks. And we've had like a couple of member changes throughout the years, and it's just always been all females. And this lineup now is like, it's like the best we've sounded, and it's a family. It's a family at this point. So
Family, for sure.
yeah.
That's really awesome, especially you guys have only been this way for 2 years, to really have built that type of family atmosphere in that short period of time, especially over the last year, that where it's just been about making music and not about touring it and stuff like that, which I guess brings you closer together at the same time, right?
It's we're sound sisters. Like,
Yeah.
I like that term, sound sisters. That's pretty awesome. um it's like I said, it's really cool to see that. So I from a dad point of view, I sound old as fuck saying that. Thank you for that. Because again, like you said, seeing the little girls in the crowd, watching you play guitar, my 10-year-old upstairs, has been begging me to go to concerts, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to take you, because like some of the stuff I go to is pretty hardcore, but like she's like, one of my favorite bands right now is a band called Ice Nine Kills, and she's been begging me to take her to one of those shows. So I'm like, as soon as I come back around, we'll go see Ice Nine Kills. So it's like, okay, cool. So again, to see not just little girls or women or anything like that just involved in the music business, but to see, again, because of that whole rock is dead thing, to see kids nowadays really wanting to be involved in the rock genre, in general, not just metal or punk or whatever, but just rock, the rock genre in general more so than I saw them when I was a kid. Because when I was growing up, it was, even in the early mid '90s, it was listen to rap, listen to rap, listen to rap. This is what's cool, and obviously that's still the case today. But at the same time, it was because of bands like Cypress Hill and Public Enemy that kind of crossed those genres that made me say, holy shit, there's a whole other world out there, and it just got me hooked. But now there's not as many of those bands that are doing that. So what, how do you make sure that your music stays at the front lines of your fans' faces? With all this other competition out there that's not really doing what it was doing in the '90s as far as that crossover goes. There's still a lot of crossover, don't get me wrong, but not nearly as much on the mainstream level that there used to be.
That's a great question. I think it's I mean, for us, it's just kind of like, stay authentic to yourself. And at this point, I've been playing music since I was 18, and I think I'm 35. I don't know. I fucking don't count anymore. Like, like, but at this point in my life, I'm like, fuck the labels, fuck all that shit. Like, let's just play like what sounds good to us and what you know what I mean? Like, what sounds good to us and what we like. I'm not trying to like, push fucking record sales or anything like that. Like,
Yeah. And Dre, you now make me not feel so old anymore. I'm only 40, so thanks for saying how old you were. That makes me feel a little bit less old. um, but no, you're right, and I've been saying this for a while. Really, fuck the labels, because now, thanks to Spotify and Amazon Music and all these other things, SoundCloud, and you can get your music out there on your own, do it your way, promote it thanks to Instagram and TikTok and all these other things, and not have to worry about having millions of dollars back to you. Because we all know that when you walk into one of those $1 million studios powered by Sony or BMG or Capitol or whoever, they go, nope, I don't like that. Let's go ahead and change it. Nope, I don't like that. Let's go ahead and change it. Let's go ahead and do it this way. Oh, well, Sleeping with Sirens did it like this. Let's go ahead and do it like that. Or, oh, Metallica did it like this. Let's go ahead and do it like that. And that's what they do. And they change you to find what they think sells. So being your purest self, nowadays is being an indie artist, in my opinion.
yeah, and I think that's one of the greatest things about punk rock is that it's not so polished. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is punk rock that is super polished, and you can tell. But for us, it's just kind of like, this is what sounds good to us, and hopefully people like it. And if they don't, that's okay too. But we're doing it for us. So.
And that's the truest form of it, is doing it for yourself. Because music is therapeutic. Music is a way to talk about yourself without talking about yourself. There's so much, so many layers to music, and it's all about who you are. And if you're not talking about it that way, then you're not doing it true. Do we all honestly think that Taylor Swift loves writing every single song about a breakup? No, but she knows that's what makes money,
Right.
and she knows that's what her label wants. But then at the same time, you've got people like Miley Cyrus who are basically saying, fuck it, I'm taking charge of myself. I'm going to put out a punk album, which is basically what she did back in December, and now she's doing a Metallica covers album. So like, fuck yeah, go Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that's who she is. She started off as Disney star and kind of went to the label what she wanted with her whole Party in the USA, and then went extreme the other opposite direction. Now she's grounding herself more and doing what she wants to do, which I love, and I love people who take control of that, even as somebody who's signed to a major label. Because again, it's about the music. It's not about money. I mean, yes, it's obviously everyone wants to make a little bit of money at the same time, but it's not about being rich in a mansion, in the hills. It's about making enough money to tour and come back home with a hot dog in your hand. I mean, you know what I mean?
For sure. And you know what? You brought up Miley Cyrus, and I think it's like, I loved her Blondie cover that came out, and like it was like everywhere. I mean, people said it might have been like a little too extreme on her vocals, but I was like, fuck that. It sounds fucking good. Like, go Miley. You do your thing, girl. You do you, boo.
So at the I think it was back in September, October, there was a Save Our Stage show that she did in LA. I can't remember where it was. I think it was the Whiskey a Go Go. And she did a cover of the Cranberries Zombie.
Mm.
And at that moment, because I had heard like she had done it, I didn't watch it live or anything like that, but I had heard that she'd done it, and I went back and listened to it. And I mean, at that point, I was like, "Holy shit, who the fuck are you?" And then I was like taken back by it, because again, it was like something I never expected out of her. And then I had heard that she was going to put out this this rock type punk, a little bit more pop punk, than anything else that she did in December. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I heard about the Metallica covers album, and I was like, okay, what the hell? But again, it's that women empowerment thing, and I really, really appreciate that, because again, it's about the music, and she's really proving that she's an artist. And I even watched her Super Bowl performance this year, where she was opening, the opening party or whatever it was, and that girl still cries every time she sings "Wrecking Ball." It's like, damn. So her music honestly means something to her, and that speaks volumes for her character. So
I think so too. Like, did you catch the Bikini Kill cover she did?
No.
Oh man.
I need to watch.
I think it was during.
Now.
Yeah, I think it was during that performance too.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, because I just had it on the background, and I just kind of happened to look over when she was singing "Wrecking Ball," and I was like, damn, she still cries. And it's like, damn, that fucking Hemsworth brother, fucked her up. Not even the good one. Not even Thor, damn it.
Yeah, Thor.
If you're gonna get upset about, a Hemsworth, might as well be Thor, not the one from Hunger Games. Jesus. But I digress. Allergies are kicking my ass still, so I don't have COVID, I promise. It's really nice to hear, that you guys are even, cross-genring as far as like the Miley Cyrus stuff goes. Because I don't see that a lot anymore. Where people do that cross-genre thing, to where we can have a conversation as a punk band about Miley Cyrus, or if I was gonna have a rapper on, be able to talk about Avenged Sevenfold. I was able to do that last year with a country artist, which was like blew my mind. I was like, hell yeah, you love Avenged Sevenfold? He goes, hell yeah, I grew up on them bitches. But I'm born and raised in Tennessee. Country has a place in my heart, but I love metal. Like, fuck yeah. But again, I don't see that enough, and I think that's one of the things that's missing from all music these days, is that crossover. I mean, I would love to see a tour with a rap artist, a country artist, and a metal artist all together, just to say, look, we're here for music. Fuck genre, fuck everything else. We're here for the fans. And I think again, that's what's missing, because I mean, even if you go to like some of these major festivals, that doesn't really happen a lot. I remember back in 2016 at Coachella, Volbeat, a band from Denmark, played Coachella. And I watched the YouTube video of it, and, there was barely anybody in the crowd. But then you watch the next video of a next, EDM coming back on, everyone crowded the freaking stage again. It was like, you're there. You paid your X amount of dollars. Fucking watch everybody, and I don't like that, I've seen that at metal shows, to where, and I'm a victim of this too. I did the exact same thing, 2.5 years ago, that band of, like I was saying, Iceland Kills was opening up for Atreyu. I'm not the biggest Atreyu fan, so I went there and watched, Iceland Kills, and I left. So I do the same thing, but I know that's wrong, because I know Atreyu's been out there for almost 20 years now, killing it. They've had their ups and downs, but I should have given them that respect. You know, so I love to see you guys doing that right now.
I mean, like, honestly, I feel like just it's gonna make you a better musician in the long run
Mhm.
if you love music and like music is your life, like it is for, I mean, both of us, like that's our life. Be open to listening to other genres. Like, don't be scared of it. You know, you might learn something from it. Um, I mean, I was never a Miley Cyrus fan. Like, I wasn't into that Disney shit, but she's older and I've seen her like grow and progress and like honestly like I started like looking into that once I heard her on the Joe Rogan podcast and I like really listened to her story and who kind of got a feel for who she was as a person and what she's gone through. And then I'm seeing she's coming out with all these rock covers and I'm like, what is going on? But you know what I mean? I don't know. So I just gotta like, yeah, people got to be more open to it. And music's awesome. So, you know, give other genres a chance. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've even found myself listening to Post Malone over the last couple
Oh,
years.
Gabby,
You
our
know,
bass player.
yeah,
That's her favorite.
to know that that guy used to be in a metal band in high school, still listens to Slayer and Anthrax and everybody else on his tour
Yeah.
bus. Um, but he just enjoys playing, rap or whatever
Yeah.
genre he is. I'm not even sure what genre he is anymore. But it's one of the he does
Yeah.
a great job of crossing over. I mean, when he brought Ozzy Osbourne in on that
yeah,
single,
Yeah.
that just shows what I was
Yeah.
saying earlier, because everyone's like, "Oh, Post Malone made this Ozzy Osbourne guy famous." It's like,
yeah.
who the fuck?
No.
What?
Yeah. Even when he did Nirvana, that was badass. Like when
Yep.
he did those Nirvana songs, just to hear him like hit those notes, it was just like, damn, this fool, he's got it. But it was kind of like the same thing. It's like all these little kids, they don't know who Nirvana is.
Right. Or they see like on Twitter, like Post Malone gave Ozzy Osbourne a chance. Isn't that so cool? I'm like, you guys don't even know who you're talking about right now. You need to respect the Oz man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if it wasn't for Ozzy, not even rap or some of this other stuff would exist. I mean, he opened so many doors for so many artists. But again,
yeah,
that door, that proverbial door that doesn't get opened or closed, just just stays locked at all times. And
Yeah.
but there's a few artists that have said fuck it and busted it down, like Post Malone, like Miley Cyrus, and all these, even like again, like I said earlier, Public Enemy or Cypress Hill or stuff like that, which again I respect the hell out of, because that's something that needs to be done more often, especially now.
yeah. It's kind of like it's cool to see these like newer artists respecting their elders, quote to say, but like I don't know. I dug the Ozzy and Posty song.
Hell yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
One of my favorite DJs on Octane or Sirius XM is a guy named Jose Mengen, and he's actually a really good friend. And this guy's like the metal ambassador, but yeah, he's really good friends with Post Malone. I'm like, okay, so maybe I should give this guy a chance, and I did, and I saw that Ozzy song, and then they even started playing that song on Octane, and I was like, okay, so I guess that wall's broken down, so maybe I should
Yeah.
give it a chance, and I did, and I was like, damn, this guy is actually pretty fucking badass. Again, that door needs to be more open, and it needs to be talked about more.
Yeah. I mean, full disclosure, like our bass player is like loves Post Malone. So like when we are in the van, that's what she
All the,
has.
yeah.
That's what we're all listening to. So like we've
Mhm.
become very familiar with him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, good, but I find that awesome too, because it's like, yes, that's what music's all about. Music is unity, and like I said, I've broken that rule
Yeah.
as well, and I feel ashamed at doing it. And you know what? Here's a great example of me learning from my own lessons. So the next year, I went and saw again Ice Nine Kills, with Falling in Reverse, and I'm not the biggest Falling in Reverse fan, but I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna give it a chance. And I stayed throughout the whole show, um, And I'm glad I did for two reasons. Number one, I realized I liked the music, but number two, I realized that Ronnie Radke really is a dickhead. Which, so I got to prove a point to myself, and I got to learn something new. And I've actually been really, heavy on their music lately. So it is possible. You just got to give it a chance.
I agree. Like that's like one of the best things about going to shows early too, is like, you go for the headliner or whatever, but I always try to go early so I can catch like the opening bands. And usually, I'm not familiar with them, but I end up like walking away either like really liking it or being like, okay, I'm okay if I don't see them live again. But
Yeah.
again, like, I don't know, it's just another gateway to like find new music. It's just like give the openers a chance, which, I mean, the Venomous Pinks, we're a freaking opener, so like go to the show early and give the Pinks a chance. Like,
Yeah. Another show that I went to was a Nothing More concert. I love Nothing More. And one of their openers, their very first opener, because they had like three other bands with them, was a band called New Year's Day, another female-fronted band. And they only had one song out at the time, and it was way overplayed, and I didn't really care for them at all. And I went and saw them, but then I heard that one song, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then I heard the other music, and I was like, oh, okay, New Year's Day is actually a lot better than I thought they were. And it was a cool experience. So you're 100% right on that front too. You can discover a lot of cool stuff. I mean, especially at festivals, because there's so many opening bands that you might discover something you never even thought existed before.
yeah, and they could be your next favorite band, and you're like, had I not gone early, I wouldn't have found these guys or girls.
Nothing More is a perfect example of that for me.
Yeah.
I first saw them in 2014. They were one of the openers at a festival in Tampa that I went to go see, and they only had one song out at the time, and it was one of their most famous songs. This Is the Time, and I heard that song. I'm like, oh, I know who these guys are. And then they played that like one of the first songs they did, and I was like, started listening to them more and more and more. I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking amazing. And now they're headlining shows, and I'm seeing them every time I can. It's you never know what you're gonna get at a festival, music festival, rock concert, whatever. Give it a chance. Give rock a chance.
Yeah.
For sure. It's like a box of chocolates.
Nice Forrest Gump
Never know what
reference.
you're gonna get.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I'll stop being a dork.
You're saying that to the guy with the Avengers behind his head, so
Dude, I'm like, what is action figures does he have? Because I have like, I don't know if you can see it. I got like an X-Men Legends comic book number 2 over here. Like, I'm a dork too. So
yeah, I'm a big old nerd. I've been a comic book fan since I was 7 years old.
Oh.
So that was 88. I'm aging myself there.
no, you're good, dude. I got action figures too. So in the box still. Like,
Yes. Now, fortunately for the camera angle that I have right now, the camera angle that you guys are seeing are not the ones that they're seing at home, so they can't see all this stuff that's going on over here. So we won't go there to all my wrestling action figures and my Marvel action figures and my Jay and Silent Bob action figures.
no.
We won't discuss that. That's just the nerd in me. But everyone knows I'm a nerd. All my fans know I'm a nerd, at least. I'm the guy that cried for the last 45 minutes of Avengers Endgame. Okay, so that's who I am.
Aw.
How could you not? that movie. Oh, I want to go upstairs and watch it now. God damn it!
I gotta rewatch it. I just finished Infinity Wars. I hadn't seen that in a while, and so I'm like, I gotta watch Endgames. Let's get this over with. Let's do it.
Well, if you're as big as a nerd as you're saying you are, you need to be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier right now.
Oh, dude, I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
You are. You've been watching it?
I didn't watch. I haven't watched today's episode yet, but I'm kind of caught up
Oh.
ish. Don't.
Tears.
I know I gotta watch today's that came out because last
I
week was like,
whoa.
yeah,
Whoa. Yeah, what happened in that last 30 seconds, I never thought I would see.
dude.
And then today's episode, whoa. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I need to
Cassie-
rewatch it.
Yeah. Oh, was that good? It's a rewatch one.
Yeah, it's definitely a rewatch.
Okay. Were you into WandaVision at all?
Loved it.
Me too.
Because what I loved about WandaVision was that it was Easter egg crazy. So it was definitely rewatchable. You had to rewatch those episodes like 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
to be able to catch everything that they were talking about. Oh,
So
loved
good. So good.
yeah, I've watched that. I've watched every episode 4 times.
Yeah.
So
I gotta
good.
go back. I gotta do it. That was a really good one. I really liked that. It
Yeah.
made like it made me care about secondary Marvel characters that I didn't really pay attention to before.
Yeah,
And after really investing the time to learn more, I was like, oh fuck. I'm here
Yeah.
for this. Like I really enjoyed that show a lot.
yeah, me too. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't, but it was definitely worth the watch.
Yeah.
And even now, obviously, Falcon and Winter Soldier is a completely different show with completely different themes,
Yeah.
dealing with a lot with race and
Yeah.
a lot of culture issues right now, which I think is spot on. But what I think Marvel's doing a great job is really hyping us up to get back into movie theaters, really hyping us up to get back to quote unquote normal, because we went a year and a half without anything new from Marvel.
Yeah.
We've fuck DC. I'm not even going to talk about them, but you know, but in movies in general, we've kind of gone a long time without anything new. Yeah, we has straight to streaming on some things, like some of the Disney ones, like whatever that one was in December, Soul, and a couple other ones. But
Oh yeah.
at the same time, it's not the same thing. But now we know movies are coming. We know in July Black Widow's coming out. We know that all these things are going to come out. Yeah, they're still coming to streaming as well, but you have the option to go to see them in theaters. And I think as far as that kind of stuff goes, it relates directly into music and comedy and everything else like that. The world is begging for this stuff. Some of the stuff that they've been watching on, Amazon Prime or Netflix are some of the highest rated things out there. And, the new stuff. And people are like itching to get back out there. And I think it's definitely a good sign of the times to come. Once we are able to say, okay, we can do this now, sold out shows everywhere, sold out movie theaters everywhere, sold out ballparks everywhere. It's going to be a great time to be, that whole roaring 20s thing that everyone keeps saying is going to happen to us again. I really do kind of foresee that happening.
Yeah, that's one of the one things that I miss about like my pre-COVID life is like going to the movies and watching the new Marvel movie like in the theater, seeing it on the big screen. Um, I know they kept pushing back Black Widow, and I thought I read that they pushed it back again. I don't know. You said
It's
July?
It's July now. It was June. Now it's July.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna be back to back. There's 4 movies like back to back to back to back this year for Marvel. So it's gonna be like overload, but in a good way. Because we get Black Widow, then we get the new character Shang-Chi, then we get Eternals, and then we get Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. It is a great time to be a nerd, and I'm so excited. Because hopefully around that same time we can start going to concerts again too, and I can just, me being a comedian, I can get back on stage and start telling jokes again. There's a lot of different things that I'm just itching for. The end of the year is looking very, very promising.
Yeah. It's well, hold on. You mentioned you don't like DC, so did you not invest time in the new Zack Snyder cut?
I did.
Did you like it or not?
Not at one bit.
I liked it better than the Whedon cut, though. Like some of the shots in it.
Because here's the thing for me. Maybe like if you cut out the last 45 minutes, maybe it would have been a good movie. But the last 45 minutes completely killed it for me. So they built up this whole thing, and we know there's not going to be a Justice League 2 or 3, but yet they were building up this whole thing about Darkseid, 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 and then he never shows up. And then on top of that, in the the final lead up to it, they were talking about how, here's Lex Luthor. I'm Deathstroke. I want to kill Batman. Okay, cool. Go kill Batman. And then you see the dream sequence where Deathstroke and now Batman are teamed up together. And it's like, wait a minute. He wanted to kill him 30 seconds ago. Now they're teaming up. What the hell's going on here? And then Martian Manhunter shows up at the very end. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why? There's no need for all of this. It was, yep. I lost, yeah. I was never a DC fan, but that just made me go, yeah, this was a waste of money.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. When it got to the dream sequence, I was like, same. What is going on? Why are we in this? Like, this is kind of cool to see, but do we need this after that? All right.
Yeah, and if you're a comic book fan like I am, and I used to read DC, so I do know what it was. It was the post-apocalyptic world where Superman went ape shit and batshit crazy and fucked up the whole entire world. But at the same time, it was like, if I wasn't a fan, and I know this movie was for the fans, don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of people that were just looking forward to it that weren't fans. I know this for a fact they were confused.
For sure. Like me, I'm not super into DC, so like when it got to that part, I was like, what the hell is this? But it was I don't know, COVID, something to do, something to watch, and
it was 4 hours on a
time.
Friday night I'll never get back.
Exactly.
I even did a pre-recorded episode that day. I didn't go live, and I was like, I'm gonna sit down with my daughter. We're gonna watch this. 45 minutes in, half hour, 45 minutes. She was like, this movie sucks. I'm gonna go play Roblox. I'm like, okay, cool. You go play Roblox. I'm gonna invest in it. And I tried. I couldn't do it. I tried. I mean, I finished it, but never again.
I guess we should have taken the cue from her. Like, just don't go any further.
Yeah, I mean, but also I should have known better too after watching Wonder Woman 2.
Garbage.
Garbage. One of the only good movies that DC has done was the first Wonder Woman. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
But every good thing that they did with the first Wonder Woman, they completely trashed on in the second one.
100%. It was hard to watch. I'm like, what the? Yeah, I agree with you.
It was just bad. I mean, thank God for Marvel, because that's always been my jam, and they know how to do it right, and I'm so thankful. Thank the comic god Kevin Feige for, following in the true comic god Stan Lee's footsteps and making something fantastic. That's just me.
Yeah. I would like to see the X-Men done right though at some point. Like I don't want to see freaking Anna Paquin like playing this like I want to see like Southern Belle Rogue like stealing Captain Marvel's powers and fucking I want to see that like.
Well, I mean,
I have hope.
They are going to recast everybody except for Deadpool. So I have high hopes for that. I have high hopes for Fantastic Four. So we'll see how it all plays out. I mean,
yeah,
I've heard some really good things about some of the upcoming movies, like Eternals. I've heard that some people say that the pre-screening of it say that it is the best Marvel movie ever made. I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way you can make a better movie than Endgame. But if people are saying that, I am intrigued. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot to be looking forward to as far as that kind of stuff goes. So I'm really, really, really excited. Really, really excited.
Me too. Sorry, Cassie. We're went on this
Okay.
You're not into comics, are you? Or like Marvel or nothing? Yeah.
Not at all. No.
Oh.
It's okay. It happened it happened this past Sunday. I was doing an episode with a band called Chainflower, and their drummer Raynon is a big wrestling fan, and I'm a big wrestling fan. And we completely cut off the other two band members and talked about WrestleMania and how great it was and yada yada yada. And they're all like, yeah, this is a fun conversation. Like, sorry, it happens. We take many different directions here on this show. And I warned you guys at the beginning of the episode, it could go anywhere. So, but no, in all seriousness, you guys have been a lot of fun to talk to. I've been looking forward to this interview. Even though we've only booked it a few days in advance, when I first started seeing press releases about the EP and stuff like that, I was like, I got to talk to him. And thankfully Mike took care of that, and I'm really, really happy to have had you guys on. It's been a lot of fun.
Aw,
Yeah, thanks for
thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new EP drops on the 23rd, and it is called I can't even talk tonight. It is called Based on a True Story. So please check that out. 4 tracks are available on that one. The first track is out now. The link is available in the description or in the bio, whatever you're listening to or watching. Please check that out now. And the pre-save link is down below as well. So save it on anywhere that you get your streaming, because these girls deserve it, and you guys are just badass, and I really do appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. So we will definitely talk again soon, hopefully, and hopefully you guys can get back on the road and do what you guys do best and entertain your fans.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll happen. We'll get out there soon.
Yes. If anything that's been going on lately is a sign of things to come,
Yeah.
it should be. So we'll see how it plays out the rest of the year. Everyone keep your hopes up.
Yeah, and stay safe out there and wash your hands, people.
And wear your fucking mask. God damn it.
Yep.
Especially
Yeah.
now, it's allergy season. You need to wear them anyway.
Yeah.
I'm even wearing them walking to the car because I don't want to get pollen in my damn nose. But again, thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And again, all the links for them is down below or in the description of the podcast, wherever you're listening or watching. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday, as always. Stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. We'll see you guys later. Peace.